Hi everyone, I know it has been ages, but I am back! Today, I'll finally talk about my portfolio growth for the past 2 years. Unfortunately, we are in the middle of a really dark time now. And some of you are really feeling the pain. Slava Ukraina! Still, I'd like to take stock of my portfolio changes over the past year, my triumphs and tribulations, so that you can learn from it too. Finally, I'd like to provide an update to changes to my biotech portfolio since the last time we talked. As much as I want to spend time making videos for you, unfortunately, my full-time job and effort spent working around being a second-class citizen in my own country is taking up time. So I seek for forgiveness and I thank you for your patience. Yes, you've heard correctly. I'll talk about it over in my channel at Odyssey. I will also talk about how I implement strategies to enhance my digital privacy and obtain my data sovereignty over on that platform. And title slow, if you ever watch this, you might find some of the recommendations useful. Now, let's look at the money stuff. Before I begin, I'd like to state that I'm not doing this to show off. God knows how pathetically small my portfolio is in the world of finance YouTubers. Instead, I'm doing this to show you that if an average person like me can do it, so can you. Also, I want to be transparent and to be held accountable for what I say. I don't want to be one of those financial YouTubers who says one thing and does another. If I say it, I buy it and show you my exact positions. At the beginning of 2020, I started with a measly $9,707. And then the pandemic happened in March, leading to a crash in the stock market. This was where I started to build my positions, taking advantage of the crash. Any further drops, I would double down on my high conviction plays. In August, I added a position in Beam Therapeutics for the first time, and I added some more in September. All in, I ended the year with $105,933. There are 3 things about my numbers. First, I've deducted all the fees that's involved with the transactions. Also, I've added Bitcoin into the tally, but not any spare cash, property, or CPF. Finally, I've continued to put money into my portfolio over the year, which is why you see such drastic increases. So in 2020, my portfolio grew 991%. Please take note, I am not a genius. In fact, 2020 was a bull market and I tried to put in as much money as possible into investing rather than into my savings account. In 2021, I started with $133,291. In March, I added my first position in ILMN and continued to do so in September and October. In November, I even sold my first ILMN put option, which subsequently expired, allowing me to keep all the premium. As an update, I added another position to my ILMN holdings, taking advantage of the dip. December was when the markets turned turbulent from the threats of uncontrolled inflation and proposed increase of interest rates. That also explained the dip in the value of my portfolio at the end. Still, I ended the year with a paper value of $353,612. This represented a portfolio growth of 165% for the year. For the 2 years, I had a CAGR of about 500%. In comparison, the S&P 500 had a CAGR of 22% over the same period. I do expect my returns to decrease in 2022 because of how bad the macroeconomics are right now. I consider myself below average in the financial YouTuber world. Whilst many have their portfolio in the millions, I am not even halfway there yet. But I am patient and have learned to be less emotional over the ups and downs of the market. In 2020, the general population was living in fear of a certain death. Yet, we survived and life goes on. At the time of making this video, we are yet in another fearful time. But we will survive and life goes on. Are you taking advantage of the fear and buying into shares that are on sale? Or are you waiting on the sidelines still? Let me know in the comments below. Second, I've learned to take advantage of the currency arbitrage. I earned my income in Singaporean dollars, put as much money as I can to investment denoted in US dollars and Bitcoin. which are both stronger than the Singaporean dollar. At the same time, I've chosen to live and spend in Malaysia, and the ringgit is weaker than Singaporean dollars. This created a big margin for me over the past 2 years. If you can, find a skill set that allows you to become a digital nomad so that you can take advantage of the currency arbitrage. Finally, if you got domain knowledge, use it to analyze the companies in your domain. Trust that you've got the upper hand compared to the financial YouTubers who in most cases know nothing except to run through the numbers and spreadsheets. All the numbers mean nothing if you have no understanding of the business and their products. Also, the numbers can be massaged in a variety of ways to look good on paper. This time next year, let's revisit my portfolio growth.